Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. Tonight I am making oven fried chicken wings. So I figured I would take you guys along with me and show you guys my go-to method for making chicken wings. And this is a super easy preparation. One thing I love about oven fried chicken wings is that, for one, they're going to be a lot healthier overall because you're not deep frying them in oil. For two, I like to use higher quality oils such as avocado oil, or in this case tonight, I'm using beef tallow. So we're gonna have to use a lot less quantity for these oven fried chicken wings. This is a super easy recipe. Let's get started. I have my oven preheated on 400 degrees. I'm just gonna start by lining my baking sheet with some parchment paper. And I'm also going to be making a sauce to coat our wings in. So I'm going to be making a honey garlic sauce. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to show you guys how to make it. Super simple, absolutely delicious to coat the wings in this scrumptious sauce afterwards. So I've got my sheet lined with my parchment paper. Usually when we buy wings, we like to buy them in bulk. We get our wings from Costco. It's nice because they have the organic chicken wings and it's at a really good price. This is what, 6.3 pounds for only $25. This is definitely a really good deal. It would be even better if it wasn't in the water solution that they use, but that's okay. For the price, you really can't beat that. I'm gonna grab my scissors here, and I'm not gonna be cooking all of the wings. I'm probably gonna do 1.5 of the packages, but we'll see how many we can fit on this lined baking sheet here. I love that I'm seeing a variety of drums and flats in these, because we've definitely got them before where they had like maybe 1 or 2 of the flats and all the rest was drums. So it's nice to see the variety. I just grabbed 4 paper towels. I'm just gonna go in and just kind of try to get as much of the excess water off of the wings that I can. And this is going to be a vital step because, especially if you get the chicken wings that have the added water solution, they can be pretty wet. So definitely want to go in and try to get off as much water as possible, because this is going to help ensure that we get that nice crispy exterior on the chicken wing that we're looking for, similar to fried chicken wings. Our family definitely loves chicken wings. We definitely look forward to having them. We haven't been eating them as much lately either, so this is definitely going to feel like a treat. And it's nice that I've got my go-to method down and that I just feel better about eating them, because it's way healthier than, say, going to a restaurant and getting, you know, their fried chicken wings that, while they're usually delicious, they're usually fried in super low quality oxidized seed oils, and that's something we just want to avoid as much as possible. I've used avocado oil to, like, say in my cast iron pot to fry chicken before, but you use so much of it and it's like, avocado oil is not cheap. So while I will do that from time to time, I definitely prefer this method. You're going to use a lot less high quality oil, and so ultimately you're just going to save money. Our wings are looking good. I've gotten probably 80 to 85% of the water off of it, and I would say that's good. It doesn't have to be perfect, but as long as we, you know, soak up these paper towels pretty well, we know that we've got most of the moisture out. Okay, so now that I've washed off my hands really well, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna add in some beef tallow straight to this bowl, and we're gonna add in our seasonings as well, and we're just gonna go in with our hands. I mean, if you wanna put on some like cooking gloves for preparation, like preparation gloves, feel free to do that. I'm just gonna go in with some clean hands and work our seasonings and our oil into our wings. Okay, so to this bowl, I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons of rendered beef tallow. And this is actually my first time, I'm just gonna guesstimate about 2 tablespoons. This is actually my first time, all right, that's about 2. cooking with beef tallow. I have been hearing about it lately. I was super excited to try it. Whole Foods was running a really good sale that I could not pass up. So I decided to throw some in the cart, and I love the neutral flavor of beef tallow. And of course it's also going to be super nutrient dense. That one is grass fed. So on top of that, I'm going to go ahead and add in about, let's say 2 teaspoons of salt. And I've gotten really good at eyeballing here, so I'm just going to kind of guesstimate. All right, we'll say that's about 2 teaspoons there. Now, if you're not the best at guesstimating, you can go ahead and of course use a measuring spoon. Now I'm going to go ahead and crank in some freshly milled black pepper. And I definitely don't want to be shy with the black pepper. I love black pepper, so I'm probably going to do about probably about 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon. Now I'm going to add in about a teaspoon of paprika, 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. I'll add in about 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder. We'll say like maybe 1/6 of cayenne, maybe a little bit more. We like it spicy here, so you know, of course adjust it to your liking. So that is it for our seasoning. So I'm going to go, like I said, right in with my hands, and I'm just going to gently kind of fold in our seasonings and our beef tallow as well. And the warmth of your hands, if you're using beef tallow or some sort of more solid oil like coconut oil, don't worry about melting it, because it'll melt with your hands normally from the heat of your hands. So I also have used butter. That's a great high heat and nutritious oil to use as well. And I've also used avocado oil. So I also used to use pork fat as well. So you can definitely use, if you've got bacon grease on hand, that's a great way to get rid of it, is to use that in here as well. I usually just dump it on the pan, and then I'll just use my hand, of course, to just spread it out evenly. So let's see if we can fit everything first. Through my bowl in the sink. We'll need that for later when we're tossing the wings in our sauce. So I'm just going to do this in rows as such. So I'm going to do rows of 3 because, like I said, I don't want it to be too crowded. And for the drums, if I'm putting them next to each other, I like to rotate them just so that they're, I don't know, I just like how they kind of fit like a puzzle. Uh-oh, this one's falling apart a little bit. Yeah, so we're just gonna do it like so. And notice I'm putting them skin side down first. So that's how we're gonna cook them first. We are going to end up flipping these one time. Looks like I'll take out, let's see. I'm gonna take out these 4, and then I'll just go ahead and spread these out a little bit more. I've got these little nifty silicone reusable bags. They are freezer friendly. So honestly, I love these. We've made the transition from plastic bags to these, and I definitely love them. It cuts down on costs, of course, cuts down on plastic use, and yeah, it's just super convenient. So I'm gonna wash this hand, and then I'm gonna seal this up, and I'm gonna throw this into the freezer. You don't want them to be completely touching. Now, if they are a little bit touching, that's fine, but we don't want them to be like too on top of each other, because we want to make sure that they get that nice crispy exterior that we're looking for. These wings are ready to go into the oven. So the oven's preheated to 400. I'm going to go ahead and throw these in for 20 minutes. And then after that 20 minutes, we're going to flip them over and let them go for another 20 minutes. All right, you guys, so I just took these out of the oven. We did our first round of 20 minutes. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and with my tongs flip over each one. They already have a decent amount of color on them, but as you'll see during the process, they're going to get even more, just a deep brown color, and they're going to get a very crispy exterior. Okay, so yeah, back into the oven for another 20 minutes. And after that 20 minutes, we are just going to shut off the oven and leave them in there for an additional 20 minutes for a total time of 1 hour in the oven. So while our chicken is going in the oven for another 20 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and get our sauce going. So I've got grass-fed butter, raw honey, red pepper flakes, garlic powder, and I'm also going to mince a couple cloves of fresh garlic as well. Okay, so the 20-minute timer just went off, and just a slight correction. So we're not going to turn off the oven completely. We're going to just turn it all the way down to 200 degrees, and we'll leave it there for 20 minutes. Then we can check on the wings. They should be perfectly crisp, and then of course we can shut off the oven. So 20 minutes, and then we can go ahead and coat them in our delicious honey garlic sauce. So with this method, your chicken wings should turn out perfect every single time. As you can see, they came out of the oven looking perfectly crispy and golden brown, just what we were going for. And so I just topped it off with our delicious buttery honey garlic sauce. So those are ready to be eaten. I decided to serve them alongside just a fresh arugula salad and some sourdough bread that I made earlier that day. So I hope that this video gave you guys some tips on how to make the perfect oven baked crispy chicken wings. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys on the next one.